gift. Here it is known as, in Arabic term, hiba, Hiba. Hiba. And legally it is known as inter vivas. Legally it is known as inter vivas. In the place of gift, if he gives any hiba or the term inter vivas, you have to write only the thing in regard to the gift only. Then what is gift? You know, you can expect 100 types of gifts either to be received or to be given. So, and it is a common scenario amongst human beings in the modern society. Giving gift is of enormous, and it will imbibe very high degree of affinity, affiliation, affection one is having in respect of another one. That another one may be a stranger, he may be a descendant, he may be a colleague, anything he may be termed as X. But giving in the whole of the life, the theme of the life is for giving, not for taking. One must go on giving. This hand is for virtually to give something to someone, not to go on receiving at all hours, expecting a lot, even to that. It is not so. So, giving is the best mode of leading life. It will give a kind of satisfaction. Getting that satisfaction is the core of the life. To follow that, there are many modes, modules, models. We have to accept one or the other, that type which will suit us. So, coming to either introduction or the definition of this one, giving is most important, taking is not least important. Even taking is also good. Taking is also more good, but more than that, giving, the intention of giving is to be recorded here. Without the intention of giving, nobody can come and take. There may be a many taker, but giving personality is of scarcity. That should be cope up in the society. Only by this giving and taking mutually will give more spiritual happiness than material happiness we do exchange often and often. Gift is the synonym for hiba. Legally it is also known as inter vivas. Hiba may be a simple, it may be of a grandeur. Here one thing very important is, when a donor gives something to the donee, donor is the one who will give, donee is the one who will accept. Because of receiving or accepting that particular thing at that suitable time or necessary time, he will derive a kind of benefit, socially, economically, as well as spiritually. The deriving benefit by the donee through donor is known as hiba or the gift. In technical sense, hiba is defined as unconditional transfer of property, unconditional transfer of property made immediately and without any exchange or consideration in turn by one person to another and accepted by or on behalf of the latter. This is the gift. This is one of the definition to be coined here. According to Mullah, gift is a transfer of property. What does that mean? It should come under Transfer of Property Act of 1882. Gift is a transfer of property made immediately and without any exchange by one person to the other and accepted by or on behalf of the latter. However, more than on behalf, only the determined person, the determined donee, only has to come and accept. Arha Vyakti. He is only the one eligible for that one. And that eligible person in particular present there to accept that one. That will give more luster to the hiba. Let's go to another rather 5Z. F-I-Z-E-E, 5Z. What he says? Hiba is the immediate and unqualified transfer of the corpus of the property without any return. In his view, it is like that. Yes, these are all the very conditional one. This one, very conditional. These terms must be there in this. Once given gift is given forever. For having given some gift, one must not consider for something else in due courses. In Hindu law, perhaps you people have studied gift. It's of the historical event. In Danashurakarna, what they used to say. There are innumerous personalities of that ancient era who had been considered to be the best in giving. And that track, that trend is even today, it is flowing down for the good of the society. And we can find the traces of it somewhere here, thither, and for the welfare of the people also. In India, it is often assumed that gift is the exact equivalent of hiba among Muslims. The word hiba literally means donation of a thing from which the donee may derive a benefit. Donation of a thing by which the donee will be benefited. The transfer must be immediate and complete. What is transfer? Giving away the thing what you are expecting to give, that should be given very immediately. What is giving? Giving means you are giving yours, one of the important valuable thing to that person whom you are aspiring to give. A mere giving is not a transfer. Inside there is a hidden ethic, that is, you are giving with wholeheartedness. One is psychologically it is okay. Physically you are there with mind while giving. and is there also with mind to accept that one. And the sooner he receives this one, the total ownership of that particular item, that will be transferred to that fellow. The moment you give of that one to that donee, yes, he will be the real owner and he can make use of it as per his need. So this is the one. What is gift? Gift is a valuable thing, partiable or immovable thing, which is given by the donor, the real owner, to one person or many, to whom he having a kind of affection, affiliation and alliance, and that socially, inevitably, economically, and more than that, religiously and lovely, affectionately, everything will goes while giving, and he will transfer the total ownership of that particular valued thing to the donee immediately and completely. That is immediate and complete. That term should be mentioned. The Karnataka High Court held that when the three essentials are not complete, there are three essentials. That is, parties must be there, subject, that is some object must be there to give and take, and the third one is formalities or mode or intention or TP. TP must occur. So this Karnataka High Court held that when the three essential are not complete, it cannot be called as a complete gift. The gift deed was valid insofar as the three minor children are concerned. Even among children also one can give, provided the gift deed has to be. So, however, to begin with, to give you a perfect definition, we will be concentrated only with the majority personalities. So, majority person who is above 18 years and above and willing to give away something to someone whom he loves. That is there. Coming to the requisite. Parties must be there. What does it mean? Donor and donee. Who are the parties? Donor and donee. Again, donor and donee. Donor and donee are the very important parties in respect of. This is an important requisite also. The primary requisite of a gift is there must be presence of parties. Who are there? One is donor, another one is donee. That is important. In absence of any one, the transaction will not be completed and it will not going to occur immediately. Coming to the next one. Very important. You have to write only this one. This is sufficient. It will give a very good legal term and meaning also. So, another second requisite of a gift is subject. Subject is object, article. There must be something, some property, object, which can be of movable nature, immovable nature, partiable nature. And more than that, it should be in the form of giving one. So subject is. And addition to this, we may say even the formalities or mode. Somewhere we were having mode. Mode is there. So mode is a mode of gift. Mode of gift, it will come again. So I will give you the details of mode of gift. It is a very, very vast one, and I will give you to an extent its definition also. So parties. The parties to a gift transactions are two. One is donor, the person who makes the gift, and donee, Tonee, donee, the person who takes something as a. So in respect of donee, donee must be a major good of the sound minded fellow, must be of sound mind and able to understand the transaction. He must be free of any fraudulent or coercive influences with some force, compulsion, or some problem in his mind. He should not give it up. So he must be away from fraudulent or coercive influences. That is most important. It is not seen, but it should be there. So a valid gift must be free from undue influences. You know what are the undue influences. However, Indian Contract Act, Indian Majority Act of 1875, TP Act, and even many other acts, they are in one way or the other way supporting the transaction of gift. However, it is very important to write down section 122 to 129, section 122 to 129 is applicable effectively for in respect of gift under Transfer of Property Act 1882. That is very important. Section 3 of Indian Majority Act. If a minor is under the supervision of the court ward, then he would attain majority on the completion of 21 years. Any gift made in between, that has to be ratified again by the same person after attaining at the 18 years of age of majority, but 21 years of age is the special case because he happened to be under the supervision of the court of wards. A gift may be made to anybody by any status quo persons. Even a married woman, if she goes for gift, yes, it has to be considered as a valid and it has all the legal consequences. Nothing to worry. Everything has to go. Among women, that too with Muslim religion, if she happened to be a Parda Nasin, yes, you can receive the gift. By whom you are received? Because most of the person gathered there are happen to be under Parda. So how you will consider after some time, how you will consider which lady under Parda had given you this particular gift? So this may be a matter of conflict or confusion. So the onus of proving who has given this particular gift to you, that lies with the donee. He has to prove. That is the one. Next. In case of Pardanasin women, the court, if the matter happened to be filed in the court will scrutinize the transaction very closely to see that it is a fair one. It is a fair one. Giving is not a crime. It's a very good and legally should be supported. And it is a fair one. Where the document is not in her mother tongue, the law further requires that she understood not merely the her that was real writ, and the documents which probably in the transaction of the court trial, that should be totally been understood by the Pardanasin lady who has given the gift lawfully, and she must consult to those words and transaction which are operative in the law trial. So coming to one technicality is that in the case of a document was executed by the Pardanasin lady, she should be followed by the presence of two witnesses. The sub-registrar endorses the document with a recital that executant, after hearing and understanding the nature and content of the deed in my presence with her own lip from behind the parda. So because these are all very important, even for the giving gift, though it is a very easy thing. Giving is very easy. Taking itself is very difficult. So in order to make it legalized, lawful, so there are some ways. Because these ways to be adhered, since it will not give any room for any confusion later on, and it will not play any kind of injustice to anybody. So in order to regulate all these activities, certain of the mode of giving gift has to be considered. So to whom? The donee. It has second donee. Any person capable of accepting, holding property, which includes a juristic person, he may be termed as a donee. Sex, age, creed, religion, no bar while taking gift. A Muslim may make a lawful gift in favor of any non-Muslim. That is acceptable. No problem will come up. Next. Could you expect an unborn person, a baby, to be a donee? Gift in favor of an unborn person is void. But father can make lawful gift in favor of minor son, but not to the unborn person. The court held that even though under the Muslim law, mother is not the natural guardian of the property of her minor son, when the father and grandfather are both alive, she had the capacity, with the consent of legal guardian, to take the symbolic possession of the property on behalf of the minor. This is the court-held decision. To unborn, usually gift in favor of unborn person is of void nature. Gift of usufruct to unborn person. In this connection, that provision itself in the Transfer of Property Act may be noted with these following 3 to 4 points. 1. If the gift to an unborn person is preceded by a proper disposition, the gift shall be of the whole residue. Again, I will give this one. I will tell you. If the gift is to an unborn person is preceded by a proper disposition, the gift shall be of the whole residue. Second, the gift will not offend the rule against perpetuities. The gift will not offend the rule against perpetuities. Third one, if a gift is made to a class of person with regard to some of whom it is void, under what I have said, number 1 and number 2, the gift fails in regard to those persons only and not in regard to the whole class. The last one is fourth one. If a gift to an unborn person is void, and if a gift to an unborn person is void under 1 or 2, as I have already said, any gift intended to take effect after such gift is also void. When main road is void, all road, small sub-road, subways connecting to the main road is also considered to be the void. That's okay. So donee need not to be a person. Here donee may be a mosque, NGO, charitable institute, and any other big institution or organization. To that one can give away this. So coming to the second one is subject. What is the subject matter of a gift? The gift can be anything which dominion or right of property may be exercised, and that some right has to be exercised or being exercised. Second, which anything which can be reduced to possessive. Anything which can be reduced to possessive or possession. Second one. Third one, anything which exists either as a specific entity or an enforceable right. That is also very important. Last one here being is anything which comes within the meaning of the word mal, article, thing. So a property, in order to be valid subject or of gift, a property in order to be a valid subject of gift must satisfy the following these conditions. Number 1, it can be designated under the term mal. Second one, it must be in exercise at the time when gift is made. That is, the gift of anything to be produced in future is void. Third one, the donor must possess it. That is, gift by transfer, where the donee cannot be possession of what. So gift, that is most important. There are many number of occasions one do come across where he will give gifts in many forms. I may say corporeal, incorporeal properties also often being given as a gift, which can be validly be made the subject of a gift. Corporeal and incorporeal properties are also often made subject of a gift. On the basis of the decided cases, we state below certain corporeal and incorporeal properties which can validly be made the subject of a gift. For example, number one, there are nearly 5 to 6, I will tell you one by one. The right of repayment of a debt. Second one is money. Third one is right not amounting to full ownership, that is right to collect rent and profit in revenue paying areas or villages. Fourth one, equity of redemption, right to take back mortgaged property on payment of the mortgaged money, that is equity of redemption. Next, life interest, gift of life interest is there. It should be noted that life interest does not affect the corpus of the family. Next, meher, in nikah it will come. Meher, the dower amount, that is also important, one of the important property, type of property. And governmental securities. All these put together will be termed either corporeal or incorporeal property which can be made the subject of the gift. And there are many other things which are not of so very important in respect of in view of your examination. Gift of services, gift of equity of redemption, what I have already told you. Gift of incorporeal property and actionable claims. Gift of actionable claims. Gift of a property held adversely to the donor. Gift of property not in existence. That is a very important one. While giving this one, subject must be there. It must be handy. And for that you must be the owner. You must have the ostensible ownership. Then only you can give with your intention. With intention you can give to someone you more like most. In that way. So its presence is a very, very futuristic gift. Giving of gift is not advocated here. So, can you make a gift to two or more person? Can you make a gift here to a two or more person? I will read out a few paras here. If the property is indivisible, impartiable, a gift to two or more donee will always be considered as valid. Second, if the property is divisible and a gift is made to two or more than two donees without dividing the property, the gift is irregular type, but it may be rendered valid if separate possession is taken by each donee or the portion of the property is given to him. If it is partiable, please make it part and give them very, very, very happily. And they must take it very, very luxurious. They have to enjoy it. So, joining, co-joining, making something conflict in future, it all put together will become irregular type of gift. And that should not occur. And oral gift, yes, oral gift is effective as one in writing, provided that it fulfills all. If it fulfills all these conditions, yes, oral is also good, as well as written form is also good. Coming to the rarest of rare thing, gift made during the death illness. Gift made during the death illness. What does it mean? Here, as in the case of the will, the power of a Muslim is restricted in two ways. Will, that word will, waqf. Next, today this is gift, okay. gift we are dealing. Will, you know, and what? All these put together, parties must be there, subject must be there, mode of transferring the property is there. So everything is there. But more than this is one third rule of bequeathing. One third out of total of his property, only one third can be given through will and waqf. This is the universal declaration, universal principle. One third only the person is. So even to, this is the formality, one must follow this one while transferring subject among Muslim only, that is most important. He cannot gift more than one third of his whole property. That is a written, concrete formula to be adhered to. Secondly, it cannot be in favor of an heir. It cannot be in the favor of an heir. Gift among their own descendants or ascendants. That is not being advocated very much. Marzul Maut. This is known as Marzul Maut. So formalities and the mode of gift. Coming to the formalities and mode of gift. Declaration, acceptance and delivery of possession are there. So formalities and modes of gift. The most important requisite of this gift is that it must satisfy the rule laid down by Muslim law. For making a gift, mere presence of a donor or donee, their ability to make or accept the gift, and the existence of a valid subject for or of gift will not have the effect of completing the transaction. It will have to satisfy certain formalities. What are there? 3 conditions are there. The act of making a gift should fulfill the following 3 conditions. What are there? A declaration by the donor. A declaration by the donor. Very important. Acceptance by the donee. Okay. Delivery of possession by the donor and taking of the possession by the donee. Double action. Here under delivery of possession. That is most important. That is. He must declare what are the things he is going to. Why, how, that may be the different issue. But he must be a clear and unambiguous intention of the donor to make the gift. When there is no real or bona fide intention on the part of the person making the gift, the alleged gift will be of void nature. That should not occur. Next, coming to the acceptance. There must be an acceptance of gift by or on behalf of the donee. There must be an acceptance of gift by or on behalf of the donee. It may be either actual or constructive according to the circumstances of the case. Allahabad High Court in one of the cases it held that where a father or other guardian make the donation in favor of his minor or other ward, one should not go for this one because the heirs are not very directly can become a donee. Here, acceptance is not necessary. Even according to the Allahabad High Court version, a father or the other guardian make the donation in favor of his minor son or other wards, acceptance is not necessary. The rarest of rare case, where to support the legality, they can make use of this type of decisions. Delivery of possession. This is important. The third essential for the mode or the validity of the gift is delivery of possession. The other element of this hiba will have no legal effect unless they are accompanied by the delivery. One must give it up. One point is to be noted here is that the term possession, Possession, possession under Mohammedan law mean only such possession as the nature of the subject is capable of. As the nature of the subject is capable, and he will accept it according to the nature of the subject. Thus, the real test of the delivery of possession is to see whether the donor of the donees reap the benefit of the property. In the former case, possession is not transferred, and in the later case, probably in one case where it has occurred, transfer would be there, and gift is complete as the donee is permitted directly or indirectly to receive the benefit. It should be delivered, he must have possession, and benefit must to be accepted or enjoyed by the donee. Then only that particular gift will come into effect with its immediate TP, transfer of property, and complete of the transaction. Exception. Gift without actual delivery of possession. Exception, you have to see gift without actual delivery of the possession. What I have said, the Allahabad High Court decision. Gift by a father to his minor or a son with lunatic son or daughter, or by a guardian to his ward. There also exceptions are there. The above mentioned general rule that the donor must physically deport and that the donor must formally enter admit the following exception. Among that, the very first one exemption is this. When both the donor and donee resides in the same house, which is to be gifted, donor is also in the same house, donee is also there. The donor says that this house belongs to you only. It doesn't mean that he must go away from that vicinity. So here it was observed in Hayatuddin versus Abdul Ghani and others that where the donor and donee both resides in the property, the physical departure or the formal entry is not necessary. In such a case, the gift may be completed by some overt act by the donor, indicating a clear intention on his part to transfer possession and to divest himself of ownership over the subject of the gift. Where the donor and donee are living in a house, the donor need not necessarily depart from the house in order to make the gift effective. There must be clear intention to make gift and to part with possession of property. This is the very important thing. Gift by one co-sharer to another co-sharer. What does it say? It's a valid one. Even without actual delivery of possession, provided that in all the above cases, a real bona fide intention to make the gift can be inferred That is must. It is a valid one. Gift with part delivery. When there is an evidence that some of the properties, when there is an evidence that some of the properties in gift have been delivered, the delivery of possession of the rest may be inferred. That is also considered a valid. Zamindari village, subject matter of occupant in tenant, incorporate, are all a list of rare kind of gifts, and they have been considered as valid in one way or other. Then, what are the void type of gifts? That is most important. What are the void? Gift to unborn person. Void type of kind of gift is also okay. Void, here only it will come. Void type of gift here to unborn. Okay. To unborn person. A gift to a person not yet in existence at the time of making, it is void. Because it is not a will, it is not a codicil, it is not a testamentary disposition or document where you can expect that baby to come out within 6 months in Sunni and within 9 months or 10 months among Shias. That is the exemption is there under will. It is not so here. So you have to give in presence. Physically you have to give off. So while he is not there, so it is termed as void. A gift to a person not yet in existence at the time of making, it is void. You put full stop and close down this one. Gift in future. A gift cannot be made of anything to be produced in future, such as gift of the crop, which may be produced next year in the donor's field. That you cannot assume, percept, and think over it in larger scale. No. Those are a fake one. It is a futile exercise. So the subject matter of the gift must be actually in existence at the time of making the gift. Then only it is good. Gift in future is of void nature. Coming to the third one is contingent gift. What does it mean? A gift cannot be made to take effect on the happening of contingencies. That is, happening or non-happening of a future uncertain events. Because contingencies being a mere chance may or may not happen. That is the one. A gift cannot be made to take effect on the happening of contingencies. That is, happening or non-happening of a future uncertain event, because contingencies being a mere chance may or may not happen. So a gift by a Shia to someone say A for the life, and in the event of the death of A without leaving male issues to B, in so far as B is concerned. A contingent gift is therefore a void type of this one. Gift with a condition. But among Muslim, okay, to an extent it is okay. Gift with condition. When a gift is made subject to a condition which derogates it from the completeness, the gift is valid, but the condition is void. Gift with a condition, here gift is okay, valid. What else the condition you have put forth, those particular conditions have been considered as void. And the gift will take effect as if there was no condition attached. First he will accept the gift. Later, thinking of the conditions, yes, he may avoid those things. So since it is being considered as a void. Oral gift and writing gift, oral also, if all these classes, subclasses, provision, procedures are followed, yes, you can make oral also. Oral and writing. Formalities, nothing. Very intention is only the one thing, and possession of the good, transferring it to this one, and acceptance by that only. Only few steps to be followed one by one. Then oral type as well as writing. However, in respect of registration, section 123 of TP Act of 1882 will come into effect. Under section 123 as well as and section 17 of Registration Act, Stamp and Registration Act. So under 123 Section 123. Section 123 of this Act provides that a gift of immovable property must be effected by a registered instrument signed by the donor and attested by any other two witnesses, and that a gift of movable property may be effected either by the registered instrument signed as aforesaid or by the delivery. But the provision of section 123 do not apply to the Muslim gift. They have given wide this one. Section 123 is for whole of India, whereas here section 123 is not applicable while giving away the gift under any register. But even to that they can go for, because under section 17 of Registration Act, gift of immovable property worth over ₹100 is required to be registered, and the registered instrument must be there. So Mohammedan law permits oral gift of immovable property irrespective of the value of the property. Hence section 123 of the TP Act about the requirement of the registered instrument does not apply to gift covered by the Mohammedan law. Nevertheless, section 17 of the Registration Act applies to gift dealt with in the Mohammedan law. If the gift is granted not orally but in writing, and if it relates to immovable property worth of 100 or above, the document is compulsorily being registered even with the Prophet, even with the Muhammad. So that's if the property is worth of 100 rupees and above, yes, it must be. If not, even to the oral type of gift as well as to the this one. So coming to doctrine of Musha. This is very important. Musha is an Arabic term. Sayu. What is Sayu? S-A-Y. S-A-Y. A. S-A-A-Y-U. This is the word. Musha is an Arabic word derived from Sayu, meaning undivided share in a property is equal to undivided share in the property. What is Sayu? Nothing but a Musha. Musha, it terms undivided share in the property. The rule as to Musha, as laid down in the Hedaya, is a gift of a part of a thing which is capable of division is not valid unless the said part is divided off, separated from the property of the donor, whereas a gift of an individual thing is valid. If it is undividable, how we will going to share it? So it must be made in one way or the other way, or with using intelligence and other, divide it and then go for this one. According to few schools of a Muslim, a gift of undivided property can be considered as valid. According to many schools of this Muslim, hiba bil musha will be considered as a valid one, because though it is undivided, it can be made in one way or the other way, divided, not by using technology, but making some other term of this one, and that if they share that amount or share that property equally among the respective donees, then it will be considered as a valid gift. So doctrine of Musha is that undivided share in a property. The rule as to Musha, as laid down in the Hidayah, is a gift of a part of thing which is capable of division is not valid unless the said part is divided off, separated from the property of the donor, whereas a gift of an indivisible thing is termed to be valid. But it is often unadapted to a progressive state of society, and it is not a very fair. So gift of Shubh is also having many types, a number of types are there, and even it will differ from Shia also. However, it is not very much in practice. And coming to the revocation. What do you mean by this one? Revocation. Once given gift must not to be expected back or taken back to our consideration or to our benefit. So that is there. What is there? In Shia law, a gift can be revoked by mere declaration and no decree of court or donee's consent necessary. Shia people, they can be revoked. The gift given can be revoked by a mere declaration or no decree of the court or donee's consent are necessary in Shia. They can revoke it very easily. Among Sunnis, revocation of a gift is possible only by the intervention of the court, by the consent of the donee, but mere declaration on the part of the donor is not enough. But whereas in Shia it is there. So revocation, yes, it is with declaration. Yes, it is with declaration, with court order, and also it is with consent of the donee. Yes, revocation is, yes, it is there. But whereas in Hindu law, once given, given forever. It's like a vow. One should not get it back as it was happened. So revocation of the gift, yes, it is there in vogue among Muslim, and with the declaration by the donor also, yes, they can take it back, or with the court order, yes, they can take it back, and in turn, or if the time permits, if consent is given by the donor himself, yes, that also. So coming to the kinds of gift. Coming to the kinds of gift. So revival is possible among Sunnis and Shia. Even after to the possession or giving away that article, then there are many things where you can take. For example, when the donor is dead, or when the donee is dead, when donee is related to the donor in prohibited degree of consanguinity, that is, say, brother and sister, etc., yes, you can revoke it. When the donor and the donee stands in the marital relationship as husband and wife, then also they can exchange and take it back to their conveniences. When the subject of the gift had been transferred by the donee by sale, gift or otherwise, then also through court order or consent they can take it back. When the subject of the gift has been lost, subject, the thing itself is lost, destroyed or so perished, then also it is equivalent to the taking back only, revoked only. So when the subject of the gift has increased in volume and increment is inseparable, then also one can take the such thing revoke. So when the gift is sadaka, you know sadaka, a type of gift given to the this one, sadaka, dowry part. So when the gift is sadaka, then also it can be revoked. So when anything has been accepted in return, if voluntarily they are about to give, so that those are the types of gifts can be revoked easily. Coming to the kinds of gift. For the kinds of gift, I will write. Hiba, bil, iwaz. Hiba, you know that is bil. Hiba, bil, iwaz. One type. What does it mean? Hiba mean you know the gift. Iwaz mean consideration. Iwaz, consideration. Hiba bil mean gift for consideration already received. There must not be considered a gift, ideal gift, but however here they have adapted it. As it has been already mentioned in the beginning that the gift is a transfer of property without consideration. However, these people, they will make a way for the consideration also. One gift was from the donor to the donee and another from the donee to, they will take it back. Not only that particular, something else they will take it back from donee to donor. That is consideration. The gift and the return gift are separated and independent transaction which together make this hiba. So one is from donor to donee, again is donee to donor. In that way they will exchange the consideration. It is even in India also it is in existence. Next is hiba ba Sharatul Iwaz. What does it mean? Hiba ba Sharatul Iwaz. Sharat. Sharat. What is sharat? Sharat, terms, conditions. Sharat are the stipulations. Hiba ba sharat iwaz mean a gift made with stipulation for a return. Unlike hiba bil iwaz, hiba ba sharat, there is one sharat according to the condition, you must give it back. The payment of consideration postponed. As the consideration is not immediate, the delivery of the possession is essential. The transaction becomes final immediately on the delivery of possession. When the consideration is paid, it assumes the character of sale and is subject to the preemption, that is shufa, further as in the case of a sale. So condition, certain uh, conditions or features of this particular Hiba, Ba, Sharat, Ivaz is are 1. As in the case of Hiba, so in this case, delivery of possession is necessary. Delivery of possession is necessary, 1. Second one, it is irrevocable until the Ivaz, that is return, is void. Third one, it becomes irrevocable on the payment of Ivaz. Fourth one, the transaction when completed by payment of Ivaz partakes the character of the sale. So it is a term to the sale only, it will be revoked. So that is there. So, very important, very important. Coming to the very final stage of this one is differentiation between these two. Differentiation between Hiba, Ivaz and Hiba, Ba, Shara, Shart, Ivaz. And to the Hiba. First one is Hiba. I will give you this one. First one is Hiba. Ivaz. First one, transfer of ownership of property, transfer of property's ownership without any consideration, no consideration. Ownership in property is transferred for consideration called Ivaz. Ivaz nothing but a consideration of little bit or the maximum scale. But there is no express agreement for a return or Ivaz, that is to say, the return is voluntarily, and the return is equal to voluntarily. It's voluntary and no compulsion is there. However, expecting consideration or coming back. So voluntarily only it is. Here ownership in property is transferred for consideration. It is a written down, compelled consideration. Very much it should be followed. Consideration is very much to be followed. So it's a express condition and they will consider it. Second differences are delivery of the possession is a condition precedent for the validity of gift. For a valid gift, TP, that is transfer of property, or that the delivery is a must. Is a must. Then only it will become a valid. This one. Come here, second one. Delivery of possession is not essential. Not so essential. Delivery is not so essential. Here the delivery, yes, that part is surely being considered and that will be completed. Essential. Delivery essential. Coming to the third type or point, gift of Musha, where a property is divisible, is invalid. Gift as Musha, invalid. Here, gift of Musha is lawful even where the property is divisible. Musha is proper. And coming to this, gift of Musha where property is divisible is invalid. Musha invalid. Coming to the fourth point, barring a few exceptions, it is revocable. Under laying down few exceptions, revocation may occur. Okay. Here, irrevocable from the moment of its meaning. Initially, revocation provision exist. Okay. Irrevocable after the performance of the promised condition but not before. Later it will be done. The revocation will be done. Later revocation will be done. Last point being the fifth one is it is a gift, pure and simple. It's a good, simple, pure and simple gift. Pure and simple gift. And it is like it's a contrast to sale. It is like a contrast to sale. Here, initially it seems to be a gift. Later on, gift turns to conditional revocation. Conditional revocation or consideration. Consideration or revocation. That is all. These 5 points will make the differences between the simple gift, gift with consideration, gift with compulsory termed consideration.